A bog filter is an incredible pond filter, and it's no secret for anyone that watches my channel knows how much I love them. This past weekend, I finally did a big flush out on one of the large bog filters that helps filter my dream pond. I built the pond back in 2021, and I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've completely drained and flushed this particular filter. The filter measures about 2 meters long by 1.5 wide and 1 meter deep. That's about 6.5 feet by 5 feet by 4 feet deep for those that prefer imperial measurements. This is one of 2 filters that filter this pond. The other one's a little bit larger. The filter's constructed like an aquascape wetland filter, but with much cheaper components. I didn't use aqua blocks or any other alternatives on this one. Just a dispersal pipe into a clean out barrel, then layers of various sized rock and pebble. I will put a link in the description to the playlist that shows how the entire pond and the filter system was built on a budget for anyone that wants to do something similar. So anyway, I started by turning off the pump and started thinning out some of the plants. I threw some of the plants into a bucket of water because often you'll get fish eggs on the plants and I might get some free fish. The plants consume nutrients from the water, and when we remove them, we remove the nutrients. We also provide room for future growth that will again consume more nutrients. Then I went and grabbed my pond vac. I've got an Algae Pond Vac 4. It's okay. I get asked if I recommend it, and like I said, it's okay. It can only drain water away lower than the pond vac itself, so it needs to be positioned higher than wherever you want to send the water. If I were to buy a pond vac today, I'd buy something that can pump water to a higher elevation. It would just make it much easier to reuse the water on the garden. Also, while I had the pump off, I sprinkled some sodium percarbonate on the stream that exits the filter to kill off some of the string algae. The sodium percarbonate reacts with the algae and produces hydrogen peroxide, which kills the algae. It just seemed a good opportunity to do that while the pump was off. To help save water, you can suck up the clean water on the surface of the bog and dump it back into the main pond. After I did that, I started trying to suck up as much muck and debris as I could that had settled on top of the pebbles. At this stage, I was still hoping that I might not need to do a full drain and clean, but after almost 3 years of operation without a full flush, there was quite a bit of build-up. This is the bit I hate. I've now had to bite the bullet and do a full flush, and you can see the little shrimp and fish floundering around in all that sludge. I spent a bit of time rescuing as many as I could get, but before it dried out too much, I knew I had to start washing all the pebble down and pushing that sludge down through the pebbles to give any I missed a fighting chance. While I'm rinsing off all the gravel, I've got the pond vac sucking up all the dirty water from the clean out barrel, and that's dumping it onto the garden. I just keep rinsing off the pebble back and forth until the water leaving the filter is nice and clean. Once I'm happy with everything, I can turn on the pump and let the filter start doing its thing again. Because I completely emptied the filter, it takes a while for it to fill up again. It took about 15 minutes for the bog to fill right up, and now the water's circulating back into the main pond. After that, I decided to put the GoPro in while I went for a swim, and as I looked at the footage, I was happy to see that some of the fish and the shrimp that I wasn't able to rescue during the clean had managed to survive. This is one of the reasons why I always put off cleaning this filter. It's because it's inevitable that in a filter so large, I'll end up with all kinds of fish and shrimp. Hopefully there's some eggs on the plants that I removed and I get a bunch of new fish. But it's very nice to see that a few have survived the ordeal. Anyway, I hope seeing how I cleaned out this filter helps you in some way. The aim of the channel is to help people build and maintain a pond without spending a fortune. If you did find the video helpful, you might like to subscribe and visit ozponds.com for other tips and tricks for saving money on your ponding journey. Thanks for watching. See ya.